Welcome to Akweya TV. My name is Idajo Aja. Today we are discussing on politics. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, has assured Nigerians and the international community of a free, fair and credible election come 2023, and to ensure peaceful transfer of power to anyone who wins at the poll. And today on the show today, we have with us one of the candidates vying for one of the seats at the Benue State House of Assembly, that is particularly the representing the people of Otukpa, Akpa state constituency at the Benue State House of Assembly. And we have Honorable Kennedy Angbo. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, my pleasure. Good evening.
Okay, welcome.
Nice being here again.
All right. Okay, so now, the first question I'd like to ask you, a lot of people get into politics, maybe because they don't have a job again, or maybe they just stumbled on something, or somebody say just come, or maybe it is there, or they just zone it to their area, and they're not scouting for somebody. But I believe that when people are coming up, they should have a vision. There is something that is burning in your heart. So what is your prompting? Why are you going into this? Why are you going for this position?
Thank you for that wonderful question. For me, the call into politics came as a result of my many years of critiquing and criticizing government policies and government itself.
Okay.
Over the years. I've been a political analyst for many years now. Okay. And but then I discovered that being an armchair critic wasn't the solution to the many challenges in our polity. Mm-hmm. And so the urge to go into politics became very eminent. Of course, I'd always wanted to be a politician. Okay. It's sort of like there was a prophecy preceding me rather, that said I was going to be a great politician. And so I think somehow I am beginning to fall into that prophecy, in tandem with the prophecy. And so I think the right time for me is when I decided to come into politics. Okay. So essentially, it's my desire to make a difference. Okay. I know a lot of people would say that's the reason why they're going to politics. But I think I had enough just criticizing government from being an analyst on radios and on TV. And now I think the time to throw in, become a dog in the fight is now. So now, as a citizen and as somebody in that position, how will you rate the performance of the current government? That is, of the current people sitting on that seat? Yeah. I haven't seen what he's achieved or what he's done. Yeah. I do not think that he has done his best. Okay. He's done his bits. And you can't fault him for what he's achieved. Yeah. But democracy is a question of allowing people to participate. Is a system of participation. It's popular participation, citizens participation. And so, I felt that what he's achieved, I could do better. Okay. And that's why I threw myself into the ring. Okay. I think that, as far as I'm concerned, I could do much more. Okay. He's done his best, but the best is not good enough for our people.
So now, let's talk about you. What do you have for the people of Otukpa, Akpa? What's the summary of your manifesto? What is that burden in your heart?
The burden in my heart is the people first.
Okay.
It's about the people. And if going into this election, the question I've had to ask myself is that, why? Is it for the fame? Is it for the office? Is it for the pegs? Yeah. And I discovered that these are not the reasons why I'm going there. I'm going to the office because I believe that the people of Otukpa deserve better. Yeah. The people of Otukpa deserve a candidate or a representative that can champion their cause. If you go to Otukpa, for example, there are no pipe-borne waters. Yeah. Otukpa is one of the oldest colonial administrative districts, and it was among the first that got tarred roads, pipe-borne waters, electricity as far back as the time where we had colonial rule.
Yeah.
And then if you now look at it 50, 60 years down the road, the local government that used to be at the forefront of development is now backward. It's not backward. Then something is wrong. Somebody is not doing something. Now I know the role and the responsibility of the House of Assembly member or any legislator for that matter is not for executive, it's not execution of projects. Yeah. But then you can inspire and instigate. You can kick in the wheels. Yeah. And so that's what we need to do. So what is uppermost for me is how can we get the economy of Otukpa running? Otukpa is approximately 2-3 million people, right? And these people do not have access to. And so you look at, first of all, let's talk about the economy of Otukpa. Yeah. Most of the things consumed in Otukpa don't come from Otukpa. Okay. So if you talk about, and I did some analysis, some survey when I was running for chairmanship. The water you drink, the water you use for production in Otukpa come from neighboring states like Enugu.
Is that so?
Oh yes. So you see bottled water, you see pure water coming in from other states into Otukpa. Contiguous states into Otukpa. Wow. And when you piece that together, you discover that you discover that a number of liters of water that is consumed on a daily basis is coming outside Otukpa. Whereas we have a body of water in the axis in the Akpa belt, where it's enough for you to set up factories to be able to feed, to produce water enough for the people. Yeah. Well, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Mima Water that is doing its best within that area, and Benue Water as well. Okay. But what is consumed, they only produce a fraction of it. My concern is that how can we get our Otukpa people, indigents, and the Igbos in Otukpa, the Yorubas in Otukpa, the Igalas in Otukpa, the Hausas in Otukpa, the Eberibe in Otukpa, to be able to also get into this mix and produce enough water for our people to consume. Okay. And then, if you discover another problem with Otukpa is that the water level, the water bed has a problem. And so you can't sink borehole. Okay. And so the best you can get is well. Okay. Now with your inability to sink borehole in the entire zone C, which is the Idoma speaking part, then there's a problem. So how can you now work with government and the governor? What about the waterworks from Otobi? Okay, so the waterworks from Otobi is it's something that is bigger than myself. Okay, right? Okay. It's a state government project, and also the federal government project. As we speak, last week I took one of the directors from Water Resources, Ministry of Water Resources, to Otukpa, and particularly I was fixated and concerned with I think the largest employer of people in Otukpa local government is the rice mill. Okay. Okay. So most of the rice you eat in Abuja here come in from Otukpa. And so I took the director there to go and look at how we can solve the water problem and the electricity. I had gone also to one of the government agencies to discuss hydro electricity issues with them relating to that particular industry, which is the rice mill. Okay. Now you go into the rice mill, you discover that there's light challenge. You discover there is water challenge, and rice requires these two infrastructure, electricity, and enough water. Yeah. And so we discovered also that there used to be a water line there, but that has been blocked. And so in that light, I brought somebody from the ministry to look at it, and they're going to come and do a survey in the coming weeks to be able to ascertain if we can do a dam. Because there used to be a water line, like I said, particularly within that belt. And I've been assured that if that is sustainable, then they can create an air dam that can service that industry, that can service that economy. And so if we're able to have water enough to power that place and to generate water to be able to do production and washing and all and rinsing, then I can guarantee you that what we generate there will be enough to feed not only Otukpa but to export out of Otukpa. That's one of the things I'm already doing. Wow. You're talking about what you're going to do when you get into office. I've already started. Are you already doing it? I've already started. So you have, is it a kind of assurance that you're already there? No. You know, the thing is that people wait until they get to office before they do things. Yeah. And that's the reason why we don't progress. So you must demonstrate capacity of an ability to start even without the office.
Okay.
It's not the office that makes the man makes the office. And so I'm showing the way. I'm leading the way. I'm leading the charge in that direction. Like I told you, it's not only the water resources.
Yeah.
It's also the Ministry of Power. Working with them also in that direction. As we speak, we are also in the process of procuring about 6 transformers. Right now, the experts are in Otukpa. They particularly went to a community in Akpa called Akpa,
okay,
where their distance blew up some over a year ago.
Okay.
Their transformer, and so we're trying to take one of the 6 transformers
to reinstall
there to reinstall,
okay,
to be able to restore power line to the people.
Wow.
In Asa, for example, which is GRA, the power line there had the transformer had issues. I'm supposed to have produced transformer to them, but there's a delay. There was a delay, and thank God that we are already close to getting that transformer back up on the line. However, we built the stand, because what was there before was just a platform. There wasn't a cast, so we've done the cast, and we repaired the former transformer was repaired by the community themselves, and that is on the stand right now. But we are also hoping that by the time they release those 6 transformers to us, we'll take one there. Also in Ward 3, there is also an issue around Ward 3 because of the capacity is overloaded. And so most of the transformers there are blown up. And so we're trying to take transformers to these communities and to make sure that we power them. I'm not saying what we will do when we come into power. Yeah. These are things we've already started.
And you are doing all of this as a concerned citizen?
As a concerned citizen.
Not just for campaign?
Not just for campaign.
Okay.
Yes.
So, see, we'll talk more about that. Let's go for a short break. I'll be right back. Welcome back. We're talking with Honorable Kennedy Angbo, who is holding the flag for All Progressive Congress, vying for the seat of the State Assembly representing Otukpa Akpa constituency at the Benue State House of Assembly. And so before we went on that short break, we were talking about some of the things you're already doing, not just for campaign.
Yeah.
And this is a sign that you are not new. A lot of people might think that you are a novice in politics or in leadership, but you have been there for some time now. So before we go, we still like to say something. We'd still like you to say something about Otukpa Akpa. You know, you are from Akweya, and you are going to represent Otukpa Akpa. I know that the Akweya people have cried for marginalization over the years in employment, in development, and many other things. As it is now, most of the major political parties zone this position to Akweya. So they cry for marginalization. What are you going to do about it?
You know, without sounding modest,
yeah, or
politically correct, it's no doubt the Akpa people have been marginalized within the contraption called Otukpa local government. The House of Assembly Otukpa has 2 House of Assembly seats, namely Otukpa Akpa, Adoka Ogboju. Now, our concern for that now is Otukpa Akpa. Within that contraption, in 1999, but before 1999, no Akweya man, since when the state was created, the First Republic, Second Republic, Third, of course, no, it wasn't created the First Republic. Yeah. Within the Third Republic, I think that's in the 1980s, the state
was created 1976.
1976.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that period till now, till the return of democracy in 1999, we have not had an Akweya person go in as an assembly member.
Okay.
All right. Then in 1999, haven't seen that Akweya person has not been assembly member. The then leader of the Otukpa constituency, the former Senate President David Mark, asked the Otukpa people that since he was going to Senate, that it was only fair for us to allow the Akpa people to produce the assembly. Okay. That's how Igbago became, Right Honorable Ralph Igbago became the assembly member.
Yeah.
And he was in assembly from 1999 to 2003.
Okay.
Now that was 8 years. And so 2007, all right, till now, which is 16 years, we have had Otukpa people from Otukpa being the assembly members. And so that means if you put it together, Akpa has had 8 years in the assembly.
Yeah.
Otukpa has had 16 years.
Okay.
By the termination of this administration.
Yeah.
And so now, and that's why some of us came up, particularly myself. I think I'm the leading light when it comes to the struggle for the Akpa to produce the next assembly.
Okay.
Of course, my brothers are now cashing in on it, and I celebrate them for that too.
Okay.
And so I led the charge. Soon after the local government election, I jumped into it. I'm the longest person, I'm the person who has campaigned the longest for the assembly seats. And you know what that translates into Naira and Kobo, and also into my personal resources and all that.
Yeah.
And so, luckily enough, the PDP and the APC, which are the two prominent parties in Nigeria, have given their tickets to Akpa sons. And of course, yes, we have YPP also in Akpa. We have Abga also gave their ticket to Akpa. Yeah. But then when you go to Otukpa again, you still have four people protesting from Otukpa. You have the Labour Party gave their ticket to an Otukpa person, Otukpa man. Zenith Labour Party, an Otukpa man. ADC gave it to a township person, though he's not from Otukpa. Yeah. But he stays and he has lived Otukpa all his life.
And one Comfort Atta.
And then Comfort Atta from New Nigeria NNPP, also from Otukpa. Yeah. So you see that there is a sharp demarcation between the Otukpa and the Akpa. 4 from Otukpa, 4 from Akpa. Okay. Now the question is that in this election, I believe that Akpa should be able to produce the next assembly member. Okay. And so that equity and justice will be served.
Okay. Okay. So our time is fast spent. Before we go, you are the man. You didn't send your spokesman or any other person to represent you. So let the people hear from you. Why must you go there? Why should they vote for you? Final word.
Well, this is to my constituents, the Otukpa and Akpa people. You know when someone is sincere. You know when someone is genuine. You know when someone is ready to fold their sleeves and work. You know you've had different people there. And you know who can make a difference. I have personally, single-handedly brought in over 700 million naira to the Otukpa Akpa state constituency in the form of COVID-19 loan, where over about 1,000 people were given loans ranging from 400,000 all the way to 750,000 to about 1,000 people in Otukpa. No single individual has been able to do that in the entire Benue State. Okay. I am not in government. I have not been in government, but I use my personal resources and my connections to be able to attract this to the people of Otukpa. And I ask you that when you give me this opportunity to go and represent you, if I've been able to achieve this much with what I'm doing with electricity, with what I'm doing with water, you can imagine what I will do. Not only will I expose Otukpa to the world, and I'll make sure that the rights of youth and women and children will be protected. I'll make sure that healthcare is going to be provided for our people, particularly primary healthcare. And I'm going to make sure that schools are also going to have fundings, not only infrastructure for that, but also equip our children with the right tools to make sure that they get the right form of education. And we're grateful to the federal government through the President of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has graciously given us a university, a specialized university. And what we will do with that is to make sure that we retool our children to be able to get into the university for different fields and to make sure that it becomes the hub of education in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
That is Honorable Kennedy Angbo, the flag bearer for APC, vying for the position of Otukpa State Assembly at the Benue State House of Assembly. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Mr. Idaho.
And that's what we have for you at this hour. We draw the curtain. Thanks for watching. My name is Idajo Aja.